Hello everyone, my name is Tan Zong, and today I'll be presenting about my 6003 CEM, which is API development. And the API that I've chose to use is the Weather API, and for my current project. So a brief description of my project before we start. It's so you can log into your account and you have to input your current location. And after you have done registering, it will be brought to a homepage where it would display the current weather of your location that you are staying in. So let's get started by looking at the Postman. Okay, so this is basically the link for the API, and this is my API key and the query. So for query, you can input any country you like, and it will come back with a search result of the location, which is yes, London, and the current weather, the conditions, the winds, miles per hours, and temperatures, and more stuff. And not just that, you can use latitude, longitude, city name, zip, postcode, postal code, or whatever you like, and then it would return with a result. And let's give it a try. This is the latitude and longitude, and press send. And for the current one, you can see it's Paris, and as well as the current weather details, everything is in there. Okay, so now for moving on to the coding side for the connect.js. Connect.js is actually my server-side file, and while for the rest in the SRC would be my client side. Okay, so right now let's get the server started first. Not connect. Server has started. Client side. Yes. Okay, and this is my database that I am currently using, and as you can see, there's nothing inside right now. Okay, so let's create a user email and with a password. Give my current location that I live in. If you press register, it would say registration successful, and it will bring you to the home page. And yes, let's check the database first. Yes, this is my email. Password is hash, and the country that I currently live in, which is Penang. Okay, so, and you can see it would display the current weather in Penang. Okay, so for this, you can search for any country and it would return a result as well. So let's try with Australia, press search, and this is their main site. And you can see a add to favorites button over here. And if you press add to favorite, you can see on the favorite list, you can see it's added here. And let's try a few more. Let's say Malaysia, search, Kuala Lumpur, yes, and add to favorites. And let's go back to the database and refresh. And you can see it displayed in under the favorites category as an array. So no matter how many favorites you add in, it would still be able to track. And if you refresh, yes, it's still there. And now we will try the error handling of this web page. So let's say I've used the same email, the same one as here to try to register for another account with a wrong password. And yes, the location that you have entered for the second time would not affect. Press register and it says registration failed because it checked with the email if there's the same email and the password is not right, and it would not allow you to log in. So let's try with the right password. My bad. And yes, you will be able to bring in back to your homepage as well. Now moving on to the code side, I'm actually, yes, this is for the server side. Let's explain the code for the server side first. I'm using CORS, which is cross-origin resource sharing for my post method. And this is my database. the link to my database and to connect to my database. And this is the model of how the data would be stored in the database. As you can see, email, password, country, and favorites. It's the same email, password, country, and favorites. And this is to hash the password before it's saved inside the database. As you can see here, the password is definitely not the normal password, it's hash version. And this is the user. Okay, so this code here is for the register, for when user try to register. It would check if there is a same email for the user before the user can log in, and if there is same email, which means the user exists within the database, it would check for their password. If their password is matched, it would be login successful, else there will be an error in the login page. And this is to get user country, which is the one you can see in the main page here. So for it to be displayed when you enter the home page. And then add to favorite. It will check for the user email and then add based on the user email. Or yes, if the country is already in favorite, then it would not add one more time. So let's try it out. So since there is Kuala Lumpur, yes, see if I keep pressing on add to favorites, nothing would happen here, and the database as well, because it's already been added. Let's go back to the code. Okay, this is to get the user favorites so that it can be displayed under this category. And that's all for the server side. And now let's move on to the client side. This is the login page. As you can see, we have email, password, and location for the user to input in. This is to log the details on the console, which the user wouldn't be seeing. And this is to call the post method for the connect.js from here to register for the user by passing in these three data. And if successful, it would alert the user with a registration successful and then navigates to the home page and also passing in their email and country. The reason it's passing in email and country is so that it can display this header and then the current weather information for the place that they are living in. Else, if the user entered a wrong password or anything else that proves to be an error, it would display the error message registration field. The rest are the CSS and this is the home page code. I mean the login page code. Now moving on to the home page. And as we can see here, it fetches the country list. This is for the search button. Okay. So if I'm searching for this is for the fetch countries, the search function. And then fetch user weather, this one. Okay, so this is my link for the API. And then fetch favorites is for this one. This one is for when users want to add one of the countries or states into their favorites. They press this add to favorite buttons and it would run this code. This is the CSS and the main codes for the page. And finally, this add.js, it's basically for when you open a page, it would directly navigate you to the login page